Hello everyone, I am Michelle Pala, a mathematics textbook writer with QUIS-ME project attached to Curriculum Development Division. Today I will be doing a presentation still on Unit 3, and that is on utilization of the National Textbook and Teacher's Manual. The module I will be presenting on is 3-8, and the module is about the teaching methodology and delivery mathematics. At the end of the training, the participants will be able to 1. Explain the importance of conceptual understanding through problem-solving approach in the textbook. 2. Identify the method of mastering skills through exercises. 3. Explain the use of teaching materials in mathematics lessons and how to handle them. 4. Explain the way of blackboard management in mathematics. Let us begin with this question. How do you feel about your teaching methodologies or teaching strategies these days? Tell us some good points and bad points about your teaching methods. Share your experiences and talk about how you feel. Welcome back, and I believe you freely expressed yourself and shared a lot about your style of teaching. In mathematics, there are two types of lesson flows. In this module, this important teaching methodology for mathematics lesson, Teacher's Manual are studied. 1. Conceptual understanding through problem-solving approach. Here are the steps of conceptual understanding through problem-solving approach. 1. Students should look at the task given and understand the task. Number 2. Students try to express what the task is about. 3. Students think about how to solve the task. 4. Students then share ideas of how to solve the problem and obtain the answer of the problem. And number 5. Students conclude and understand the new concepts from the way they solve the problem. The example of this approach is in the lesson on area and is as follows. Step 1 and 2, where students should look at the task given and understand the task, and later try to express what the task is. Here is the example. Number 3, students think about how to solve the task. As shown is the example. They do comparison. Step 4, where students share ideas of how to solve the problem and obtain the answer. Here is the example, where we have Naiko's idea and Kekeni's idea. Step 5, students understand and conclude new concept from the way they solve the problem. Here is the example. Why is conceptual understanding through problem-solving approach important? It can make children to think by themselves and foster mathematical thinking. If you just give the formula and calculation, they may not think and understand the concept. The second one is on mastering skills through exercises. Here are the steps of mastering skills through exercises. 1. By applying the concept obtained through problem solving, students should master the skills to solve the problem through several exercises. 2. Teacher and students confirm the answers of the exercises. 3. Teacher can assess the levels of understanding of students through solving exercises and can give appropriate feedbacks. Each step is explained with examples in the lesson on area. Step 1. By applying the concept obtained through problem solving, students should master the skill to solve the problem through several exercises. Here is the example. In task 3, says let's measure the area of various things by using some 1 square centimeter papers as shown below. Here they master the skills to measure the area of daily materials by using 1 square centimeter. Task 4. What is the area in square centimeters of this shape? Here they master the skill to measure the area of abstract materials by using 1 square centimeter. Next, we have an example on task 5. What is the area in square centimeters of the colored figures below? Here they master the skills to measure the area of various combined shapes, which is 1 square centimeter. Task 6. What is the area in square centimeter of the colored figures below? Here they master the skills to measure the area of figures consisting of various combined shapes. And task 7. Let's draw different figures with an area of 12 square centimeter. Here they master the skills to draw different figures with the given area. Here all skills are about square centimeter, but their concept becomes deeper in each task. Step 2. Teachers and students confirm the answers of exercises. In order to confirm the answers of exercises, students do the exercise individually and students share ideas on how they solve the exercise. Teacher and students confirm the answer of the exercise and find out the better way of solving the problem. Here is an example of how this is done. Task. Let's measure the area of various things by using some 1 square centimeter paper as shown below. First, the student says his answer is expressing how he thinks, and then the student happily says he solved the problem this way. He's expressing his idea. Step 3. Teacher can assess the levels of understanding. Step 3. Teacher can assess the levels of students' understanding. When students do tasks individually, teacher can supervise and move around and check how students do the task and help them individually. When students share their ideas, teacher can now assess their understanding of the task and give feedback to the class. Here is an example. Why is mastering skills through exercises important? Understanding the concept only is not enough. Students should practice and solve exercises to improve their skills to solve the problem. Through this step, students can master enough skills which can consolidate their conceptual understanding too. Exercise time. Exercise for 1 and 2. Explain. Exercise for 1 and 2. Explain the following points. 1. What are the two main approaches for teaching mathematics lessons in SBC? 2. What are the processes of the conceptual understanding through problem-solving approach? 3. What are the processes of mastering skills through exercises? Welcome back, and I believe you explained the following points. Next, let me take you through the use of teaching materials in mathematics lessons and how to handle them. Teaching materials are teaching aids for teachers which help students understand the contents of the lessons. Most of the teaching aids can help the hands-on activity of student-centered lessons. There are many types of teaching materials. However, in this module, some newly introduced teaching materials or unfamiliar teaching materials for teachers will be explained. These are 1. Semi-concrete materials, 2. Triangle rulers, 3. Compass, and 4. Protractors. Semi-concrete materials are representative tools on numbers which do not have unnecessary characters such as different size, shape, and colors. The materials are used to help students to actualize the mental calculation. They can easily imagine the groups of numbers. Example, hundreds, tens, and ones. The materials are more abstract than concrete materials, which can bridge the concept of numbers of students from real and concrete materials to abstract numbers. Different blocks in size represent the different values to help students visualize the addition and subtraction of numbers. Single block represents ones, tens represent tens, and 100 blocks represent hundreds. Students can use it for thinking about carrying over and borrowing situation. They can easily see why they have to carry over from tens place to ones place, and so on. Here shows different length of tapes represent the different amounts to help students to visualize quantity. Using tape diagram relates the situation to distinguish the addition or subtraction in operation. Tape diagrams also show cases on combining numbers, differences of two numbers, and comparison of numbers. So you can see the first tape diagram shows part to part and then whole diagram relation. B, we have a whole part and then part of the diagram. So these are examples of tape diagram. Next teaching materials we'll be looking at is measuring tools. Measuring tools are used to help students to read and draw the different shapes, angles, and length. Measuring tools help students to measure accurate length and angle size. For measuring tools, I'll be explaining about two types of triangle rulers. The first one has squares of 90 degrees and 45 degrees. That's for the first triangle ruler. And the second one has 90 degree, 60 degree, and 30 degree. They can be used to find out angles. These two triangle rulers can be used to calculate the missing angles from the combination of known angles of triangles. So we have an example here on this slide where we see task 1. Next, we will be looking at the compass, which is another measuring tool. For the compass, how to use the compass, we have an example shown on this slide. For accurate shapes and drawing needs to use a drawing compass correctly, we have to measure the radius of a circle to be drawn with ruler as shown in picture 1. We hold the top of the compass as shown in picture 2. The pointer must be firm and rotate the pencil to draw circle. Pointer must be pushed strongly not to move the center point. Do not change the length of the radius while drawing. Sorry, this is the example of the smaller compass, and this is the bigger compass for the teacher to use. And this is the smaller one, this is the bigger compass. Now the next measuring tool we will look at is the protractor. How to use protractor are as follows. We have an example shown on the slide. First, you put the center of the protractor over the vertex of the angle, as shown on the slide. Then you put the zero line over one side of the angle. Then you read the scale that is over the other side of the angle, and do not read the scale that is counting from 180 degrees. You can measure over 180 degrees angle by using two protractors. You can draw angles by using protractors. So here is the example on this slide. Exercise time. Form 4 groups and practice the use of semi-concrete materials. 2. One group is assigned one of the following materials. 3. Each group present how to use assigned teaching material to other groups. Refer to the handout for the exercises. Next, we will look at the way of Blackboard management in mathematics through studying the teacher's manual. There are some tips to manage the Blackboard effectively to teach mathematics lessons in the new textbook and teacher's manual guide. The tips are: ensure that the Blackboard is clean and blank. Do not write anything on the board prior to the lesson. Next, put up information according to the lesson flow. When students express their ideas, Teacher should now start writing their ideas on the blackboard. 3. Teacher should write the summary through students' explanations. 4. Write the exercise for students to try. And number 5, students should not only copy the main points of the lesson. For example, students can write the task, their own idea, other students' ideas, and the summary. For the activity instruction, make a group of 4 members. Refer to lesson on area in the handout. 3. Each group discuss and write their own blackboard plan. One group presents their blackboard plan while the other group and the trainer give feedback. To summarize, 1. Problem-solving approach is used to make students find concepts by themselves and foster mathematical thinking for conceptual understanding. 2. Mastering skills through exercises is important because understanding the concept is not enough. Students should practice and solve exercises to improve their skills to solve problems. 3. Teaching materials are important because students can understand the concept easily, visualize the concept clearly, and motivates learning. Number 4, the blackboard plan is important because it helps the students' process of learning, displays necessary information about the task, students' ideas, and summary points, and also, it is a core and effective aid for students as well as teachers. With that, thank you.